It's GetReel, the video blog for all your classic movie needs.
Something to please all tastes and age groups.
Holy mackerel!
Only on the YouTube channel Classic Flicks Mix Picks. In a Helen Haze. All out for Anaheim, Azusa, and GetReel for January 11th, 2023. So let's all start the new year right by hitting that little black button and subscribing. Seems like just 96 years ago that on January 10th, 1927, the modern science fiction film was born with the release of Fritz Lang's futuristic masterpiece Metropolis. All I can say is, this one is required viewing.
To me, I'm repulsive.
Well, let's talk about me.
To me, you're repulsive, too.
And what do you do for exercise?
I stumble and then I fall into a coma.
How did I get so unpopular in one lifetime?
There's only one word to describe Oscar Levant: virtuoso, actor, composer, conductor, curmudgeon, wit, panelist, talk show host, neurotic, genius. Oscar Levant appeared in 13 films, playing sarcastic, sometimes sardonic characters to perfection, in movies like An American in Paris, The Bandwagon, The Barclays of Broadway, and Humoresque. Levant already had a burgeoning musical career as a pianist and composer when he started to work in movies. He came to Hollywood in 1928 and became a protege of George Gershwin, and the two became close friends. He was to become one of the preeminent interpreters of Gershwin's music. When Gershwin's life was brought to the screen, Levant was chosen to play himself.
What do you call yourself?
George Gershwin. It's my real name.
Mine's Oscar Levant. I'm thinking of changing it.
When Gershwin died in 1937 at the age of 38, Levant was deeply affected. Levant composed classical and popular music, as well as film scores, and was also a favorite on talk show panels on radio and television. His wit was legendary. The public persona which emerged around Oscar Levant as a guy who would order his eggs sunny side down was grounded in his own real-life emotional problems. Here he is with another notorious sourpuss, Fred Allen. He fought off a variety of demons in his life, and along the way became addicted to prescription drugs, underwent electroshock therapy, and had multiple stays in mental institutions. In 1958, way before it was cool to go on Oprah and bury your neuroses, Levant went on The Tonight Show with Jack Parr to share his own.
A show that is really a show sends you out with a kind of a glow, and you say, as you go on your way.
You're watching GetReel for January 11th, 2023. Only on the YouTube channel Classic Flicks Mix Picks. Brought to you by
New Country Cornflakes, New Country Cornflakes. Oh, they won't will when you pour on milk. Oh, they won't dance when they are crunch. So buy our cornflakes, New Country Cornflakes, New Country Cornflakes. Please buy our cornflakes.
The Counterfeit Traitor from 1962 is the compelling true story of Erik Erikson, an American-born Swedish oil executive who's coerced into cooperating with Allied intelligence during World War II. It's a taut espionage thriller with businessman William Holden making it up as he goes in wartime Germany. As a citizen of neutral Sweden, Erikson does considerable and lucrative business with Germany. He's put on an American blacklist for providing aid to the Germans, and then he's offered a way off of it.
What do I have to do?
Oh, nothing much, really. Just a businessman keeping his eyes and ears open. You undoubtedly know more about German oil than anyone in Sweden.
Of course, his handlers begin to push him. They assign him the codename Red and suggest that he attempt to enlist sympathetic German associates.
Just a businessman keeping his eyes and ears open.
To give him cover for his travels, Erikson contrives a scheme to construct a refinery for German oil in Sweden. But to be convincing in this new role, Erikson begins cultivating the persona of a Nazi sympathizer.
I would think that you'd finally get the idea that I want nothing to do with you or your propositions. I don't do business with Jews, Gumpo, so stop bothering me.
His self-esteem nosedives. His wife leaves him, but he moves ahead. Enter Mariana, Lily Palmer, the enchanting wife of a Wehrmacht colonel who turns out to be Ericsson's contact within Germany. As a pretext for their meetings, they begin a sham romance. And as they get acquainted, he begins to get a new perspective.
I'm curious. Ever since I met you, I wondered what they have on you. The Allies, I mean. They've got me handcuffed. If I don't work for them, I lose my business.
Oh, I see. Yes, I have something to lose, too. If I don't help them, I lose my self-respect. Someday, though, you might. You'll see a stranger, a complete stranger, being bullied and beaten. And suddenly, in an agonizing moment, he'll become your brother.
Not unexpectedly, the sham romance ignites into real romance. But they're star-crossed lovers. Near the midpoint of the film, Ericsson and his friend the Baron are both so shaken after witnessing a particular atrocity that they now proclaim a commitment for moral reasons.
You can read about 100 atrocities, hear about 1,000, but you only have to see one.
Suddenly, he becomes your brother.
So far I've cooperated because I had to. Now I do it willingly.
Ericsson will suffer many such shocks before eventually escaping with his life to tell his story.
That, I think, was the loneliest moment of my life.
Holden's performance, as well as the use of interior monologue, creates a strong viewer identification. We experience the shocks alongside him. We share his grief. The Counterfeit Traitor makes emotional demands on the viewer, which ultimately make it a deeply satisfying film. Just want to mention one film coming up. It's Speedy from 1928. Here's my review from back in October when TCM ran this film at a similarly disrespectful time. Even if you're in that, I don't really like silent movies crowd, you should really check out Speedy. You've probably heard the cliche because basically it's true cliche that when moving pictures started talking, they stopped moving. Well, here's what cinema looks like untethered from a microphone cable. Speedy is from 1928, the greatest and last year of major silent film production. Harold Lloyd is the driver of various vehicles of various horsepower. It's a whirlwind tour shot all over New York City, and for that alone, it's a priceless document. He gives Babe Ruth the ride of his life, but gets him there by game time. And if you've ever wondered where Ken Burns got all that great footage for his documentary film on Coney Island, well, here's the motherlode. Set your DVR or stay up late for Speedy, Thursday, January 19th at 3 a.m. Feel free to rant on Facebook, by email, or right on the website. That's all, folks. We're back with more on January 20th, only on the YouTube channel Classic Flicks Mix Picks.